Alright, I'm starting to think I just got sent to cyberspace myself, because what is going on? An info dump of Sonic Frontiers from a Nintendo Direct. A Nintendo Direct. From the very same Nintendo that Sega had a console war with in the 90s. Are you serious? Suddenly the saying Sega does what Nintendo don't doesn't seem to apply as much here. Well, sort of. And on top of that, they sprinkled in new information along with leaks being practically confirmed, including with Cyberspace Levels, and if you're wondering, we've gotten a glimpse at 2 of those stages in the Nintendo Direct. One of them is, of course, Green Hill Zone, which we knew would be coming back after it was discovered that Generation's assets were being reused for Sonic Frontiers. At least it looks okay, but yeah, I can understand why you'd be getting tired of seeing Green Hill at this point. But as we discussed before, it might have been an essential part of the Frontier storyline, which features an arc where Sonic is fighting to recover his memory and save his friends. But it isn't just old locations that are being reused for the Cyberspace Levels. No, there are brand new stages apparently being made here, including this one, which appears to be a cityscape level. I don't think this is from Sonic Adventure 2 City Escape, or Sonic 06's Crisis City, or even Sonic CD's Stardust Speedway. This looks like uncharted territory, basically. Almost like that thrown in Kingdom Hearts 4 where Sonic wakes up in our own interpretation of the real world, exactly like what Sora's gonna do in the next game. This is surreal, bro. It is getting annoying seeing Green Hill Zone for like the millionth time, but I'm gonna grin and bear it, because this time, both sides win. If you're sick of the nostalgia, you have newer stage designs to play around with, and if you're sick of the newer stages, you've got the nostalgia to fall back on. What's there to lose here? This trailer also gives us a glimpse of one of many vault keys to be collected in the game. These keys are obtained by finishing missions in each cyberspace stage, and apparently each one will have 4 in total. Regular completion, a faster completion, number of rings to be collected, and red coins. Well, okay Mario, I see you. Red coins, huh? But then that leads me to wonder what the purple coins are all about in the open world. Likely a different form of currency but specific to the open world setting. But either way, purple and red coins, we might as well complete the set. Seriously though, I cannot stop looking back at this stage here. You only see for like a few seconds, but yet it has raised so many questions. It's very similar to the network of rails you see all around the islands, only it's a system of highways instead, expanding in like all directions, and it even comes with a backdrop that makes it painfully clear to you that you're inside a world generated by the power of cyberspace. You see the same backdrop over at Green Hill too. So despite that old state are being mixed in with new stages, all of them gonna feel brand new in a way. I just wish you could run along, all of these roads instead of just one of them, since it is going to be a linear 3D stage. Could you imagine the possibility that this would have opened up if this were an open world stage in itself? But it isn't, unfortunately, but I think it'll be worth it still. Also, allow me to take a moment to flex here. When the Game Awards trailer dropped for Sonic Frontiers, I took notice of these structures all around the island area, and I figured they were portals that led to another realm. Lo and behold, when the Nintendo Direct happens, I was proven correct. These are portals that lead to cyberspace. Your boy totally called it. He should be a prophet. While I'm taking this opportunity to flex on a W, some of you deserve your share of props also. After I posted that video about how Generation's assets were being reused for Sonic Frontiers, mainly for the cyberspace stages, some of you posted comments saying that there was a leak going around stating that there were actually 28 cyberspace stages, instead of 7 as I had said myself. I said there were 7 cyberspace stages because it was being said that each one would need to be finished in order to unlock a Chaos Emerald, and there were only 7 Chaos Emeralds in total. Furthermore, 7 times 4 equals 28, and it was already being stated that each cyberspace stage would have 4 goals to complete, each of which I've already outlined here. So I figured that by 28 cyberspace stages, the leak actually meant that there were 7 cyberspace stages, each of which would have 4 goals for a total of 28 goals. But, as you've just seen, this trailer has blown that theory out of the water, and you know what? That's an L I'm all too happy to hold. Because it basically means we're not just getting old stages, we're getting newer ones also, and there'll be a wider variety of goals to complete. More content for your boy to sink his teeth into. If we're going by that leak talking about how there's 28 cyberspace stages in total, We've just seen 2 today, and that leaves 26 more to be revealed. There could be more content revealed from Sega over the next few months until the game releases. But that's enough about the cyberspace stages. Let's look at what else was shown off in this trailer. You've already seen the open world gameplay, so not a lot to talk about there, but there were some details that caught my attention. First of all, that render of Sonic you see when Frontiers first comes up in a Nintendo Direct. If it struck you as familiar, you've obviously played the Sonic Storybook games, and those were exclusive to Nintendo. So I can't help but think it was a deliberate choice by Nintendo to use that render of Sonic, which all but confirmed that it will be an official render for Sonic Frontiers. Nice way of appealing to the storybook era for Sonic, if not the Dark Age in general, or at least what fans consider to be the Dark Age. Personally, I disagree with that label, but oh well. And then here, you see Sonic do a little stylish jump when he scales that hill and then jumps back onto the grassy plain. It's a minor detail, but honestly it looks stylish, appropriate for Sonic. Next we come to this location here where there appears to be a base from Eggman, and that in turn leads me to wonder about where Eggman stands in this game. Obviously he's not going to be the big bad as much as the Titans are, but does that mean he's working together with Sonic and giving him the resources he needs to make it through the islands? Or are they still enemies, and will Sonic actually be raiding Eggman's base for supplies while fighting him off? And given that this showcase is happening during a Nintendo Direct, I have to assume that the Switch version of Frontiers is being featured here, and if so, it looks impressively good. Generally, games had to be downscaled somewhat to better fit the Switch's hardware properties, and if there are any downgrades, I can't really notice them. Hopefully it's not a byproduct of them using cloud gaming, because if it is, then I have to fear for anybody planning to play Frontiers on the Switch. Oh my. But if it is not cloud gaming, then this is an impressive job by Sonic Team in making the game look crisp on the Switch. Well done! In my last video, I talked about the soundtrack of Sonic Frontiers, and now here we are addressing it again. Isn't that kind of funny? But when watching the trailer, you hear what sounds like the main theme of Sonic Frontiers. And if you don't mind my saying so, it sounds really good. I'm loving it already. Imagine Nate's vocals being mixed in with this music. Oh man. Nate, I really hope you're singing the vocals with Sonic Frontiers main theme. Please be the guy for the job. If you've been paying attention to the soundtrack, you can see that Sonic Frontiers will in fact not debunk the trend of rock-style music being featured in Sonic games. Instead, that trend will continue, at least for the main theme, I think. For the open world gameplay, they're definitely going to be using a much less energetic soundtrack to convey the tone of the story. And given that there's a cyberspace backdrop in the Cyberspace Levels, it's safe to assume they'll use a similar approach for those stages also. I don't know exactly in what way, but I'm eager to find out. And finally, the trailer ends by briefly showing us another of the Titans guarding the Starfall Islands, and none other than the Ghost Girl that we talked about so much in the past. Better yet, this Ghost Girl has been given a name. Sage. Yes, Sage. S-A-G-E. I swear if this is a direct reference to the Sonic Amateur Games Expo, I am gonna lose my... I don't know why, but I had the feeling that this character design may have been inspired by Infinite, in part because of the visual effects. And if you realized, the cyberspace stages are generally a similar property that the Phantom Ruby has. In Sonic Forces, the Ruby is said to generate a virtual reality that feels very much like the real deal, and you kinda see that with the cyberspace stages. If this is a direct sequel to Sonic Forces, well, I have no idea how I'm going to feel about this, but I do at least like to see this consistency in terms of the overall canon for Sonic. Remember that disembodied voice that guides Sonic through the islands? It might or might not be coming from this Ghost Girl. This character straight up tells Sonic to leave before he can finish his quest. So that leads me to believe that this could be another of the game's antagonists. Maybe a partial antagonist, as in starting out as a bad guy, but then fighting on the side of good near the end of the game. I recall it previously, but talks about a Ghost Girl actually helping Super Sonic during the final battle. If this is that same Ghost Girl, then this could pave the way for a really deep storyline, such as what has been implied in interviews about the game's storyline, and I'm really excited for that. No, seriously, I am. And that's the Frontiers trailer in the Nintendo Direct. I stand by an opinion that I've shared plenty of times. Sega's marketing for this game has left a lot to be desired, but this trailer here alone easily redeems all of that. while it still leaves some questions unanswered, it's left the right amount of questions unanswered in my opinion, and it's shown off more than enough that I did a complete 180 this month. I've gone from being worried about the game to being ready for it to drop already, although I'm content with Sonic Origins right now. It'll definitely hold me over until Frontiers drops, but man, this game can't come quickly enough. I am so ready for it! So to summarize, the Frontiers trailer in the Nintendo Direct was awesome, and I'm so ready to see more. What did you think of the Frontiers trailer in the Nintendo Direct? Do you think it was hype? Are you ready for the game? Or do you still have your doubts, understandable as they may be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see y'all in my next Sonic video. Until then, peace out, Blue Blurs for life, take care.